So you could really go there if you want to do 7 days a week and eat a different meal every time.
Okay, well, we've got some special guests here today on the 15-Minute Morning Show. Mark Kansley, who is the Senior Vice President of Hotel Operations for NCL. Everybody say hi to Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, What's up, Mark?
Hi.
Mark
right
is one
into
of my
the
favorite
microphone,
people.
Mark.
Hi, happy to be here. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, too.
And then we also have the Director of Culinary Operations, Eric Bilodeau. Am I saying that correctly?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Hi,
everybody.
Eric.
Good morning.
Eric brought us the cake that we have in front of us. We'll talk about that in a second. Thank you guys for joining us. Is this because Prima is in town?
She sure is. Did you see her?
Yes.
She looks great, docked down there. She's even better when she's at sea.
I know. She's huge and beautiful. And we had such a good time when we were all on her very recently. And you guys, I know we're not supposed to rank importance, but I think that the two of you and what you do is like the most important aspect of the whole ship. I love it.
I don't know about that, but
It
it's
is.
the most fun.
Yeah.
So what exactly do you do, Mark?
I like to say as little as possible, but what I really do is I'm fortunate enough to be blessed with the best team in the industry, and we develop and execute the guest product on board. Predominantly the food and beverage and the hotel side, of course. Food and beverage is one of the core pillars of our brand, and one of the main reasons that guests choose the cruise.
Absolutely. I mean, the food and beverage and the hotel aspect of it. Those are the most important. I know you don't want to admit it. That's fine.
Yeah, there's also entertainment. We have world-class entertainment. A lot of activities to do on board the ship. We have the race cars, the racetracks, and so forth. It's just overall, it's a great experience.
So how did you get started with Norwegian Cruise Line? What did you just start? Was it a part-time job in college? Like, what's the story?
I know this story. It's a good story.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know the story of how I got started in cruising, not with Norwegian Cruise Line.
True.
How I got started with the Norwegian Cruise Line, I actually worked for a number of previous companies and thought it's about time I went home and had a proper life with my wife and kids. I was home for 4 or 5 months and got a call from Norwegian Cruise Line, actually, that they were looking to hire some more positions. And I thought, I miss being at sea. I've been at home too long. My wife and kids are tired of me already. And so I went for a couple of months just to see how it would be. And I really felt at home with Norwegian Cruise Line from day one. I really and truly did. It's a family first philosophy. It's a great group of people that we work with. The ships are extraordinary. Even back 20 years ago when I began, Norwegian was always at the forefront of innovation in the cruise industry. And I quickly saw the difference between the other companies that I'd worked with previously and Norwegian Cruise Line. And I felt like I've come home. And that's where I wanted to join them, stay with them, and really end my career with them.
And how
So
about
wait,
you,
are you
Eric?
retiring? Wait, did you just say end your career?
No.
Well, we have another 5 spectacular. We have another 5 spectacular ships in the Prima class coming out.
Yeah.
And I hope to be here to deliver all of them.
Okay. I was like, this is a surprise retirement announcement? What just happened here?
How did you get involved, Eric?
Well, prior to NCL, I had another great life. I was working in Las Vegas in a couple major hotel casino, and I had rarely a day off. But one day I had a day off. I was playing golf, and I got a call from a headhunter offering me a job in Miami. They were looking for a pastry chef with large volume experience. So
Oh, wow.
I came down to do an interview, and this was 15 years ago.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. As you know, when we were on Prima, one of the things that we noticed was the elevated food concepts, and there was so many different things, and this indulge food hall, which I don't even that needs a whole other explanation. It's like nothing we've seen before. Did you come up with this stuff, and how did it all materialize?
Take credit, even if you haven't.
Yeah.
We all came back as a team. I mean, NCL is well known to push the bar and try to get more innovative and something different than other cruise line don't do it yet. But I mean, yeah, we all get together as a team and brainstorm and come out with some idea and make it happen. I mean, we have somebody like Mark who behind us and help us to make it happen. So
He didn't want to say whipping, but I think he meant whipping.
Okay.
but really, Prima was, right from the get-go, going to be a far more elevated experience and a far more elevated ship than we had in the past. Our ships in the past are great. Bliss is a fantastic ship.
Oh, yeah.
But really, we upped our game on with Prima, and we needed to do likewise on the food and beverage side of it. We did with the entertainment, we did with the innovation, we did absolutely with the design, and we needed to do with the food and beverages side of it as well. A food hall is a concept that I've always wanted to do. We've never had the opportunity to do it because it's a really complicated endeavor to execute. But with the team that we've had, we sat down, we started with a blank piece of paper, came up with the different concepts that we think would work, the offerings that the guests would really take to. And the proof is in the pudding. You saw how successful and how popular the Indulge Food Hall is.
Let me tell you, Scary, this is like his dream, is just you can push buttons and food comes to you. He was actually texting me, holy crap, you have to wake up right now. I'm sitting at a table, I'm pushing buttons, food's just coming and coming.
It's like the idea
I was like,
is
dude,
like,
calm down.
It's like a food hall, and you're sitting at a table, and you don't have to get up. And there's an iPad in front of you, and you can imagine ordering from like 9 restaurants at once and pressing all the buttons.
Look at his face.
And then the next thing you know, people start coming from all the different restaurants and serving you each individual. Oh, you ordered this appetizer from restaurant A. Here it is. Then all of a sudden, this guy swoops in with the dumplings that I had from this, and I'm like, "Wow, this is amazing!
Said,
What
I
a great
have to pick
concept!"
One thing. I
but
get all
feel
of them.
I feel like all my years of answering customer satisfaction surveys and how would you improve have finally. My parents
you're
have been
Are you
taking
taking
credit for this?
credit?
no, because I feel like the customers have had input over the years on some of this stuff that shaped what you guys are today, right?
But you know, it is a great concept. Food comes quickly. Food is fresh. The offering is almost limitless. You said 9 or 11 different offerings. So many different dishes. We have a different menu for lunch and a different menu for dinner. So you could really go there if you wanted to 7 days a week and eat a different meal every time.
I think he did that.
All in one sitting.
Yes, one sitting.
All in one sitting. And the technology obviously helps us. Just the fun of being able to see what you're ordering comes from different stations really quickly, as you said.
The pictures
A
are
really
so
great
beautiful.
concept.
If you were to go back on board right now, both of you, like what would be that meal that you pick? And I know there's something in your head right now that you just instantly thought.
Well, there's something in every different outlet. It's which of your kids are your favorite? I love each of those kids. Each of the outlets. I have a favorite dish in each of them. I think in Indulge, I have to go for the Tamara station. The Indian station is
good.
incredible, and the chicken tikka there is really, really good.
I have to confer. And I think a lot of times, too, like when I try Indian food, because I'm a little picky about it, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be that great. I tried it. I actually said to my boyfriend, oh, they actually got this right. This is amazing. So whoever was behind that, nod to you.
Eric, what
Be
about
an
you?
Indian chef.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite per se, but if I have to choose today, I will go for an ice cream coupe in Coco's. You know?
We got these giant sundaes. Were you responsible for those giant sundaes that they brought out to us?
Sorry.
No, don't be. Oh, we loved that.
The problem is, I don't know if this is going to come off wrong. There's too many options because I felt like at the end of the cruise, I needed to tack on like another 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to hit everything that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Right? So does that mean I just have to book another cruise?
That means you have to come back. But yes, we want guests to have. You guys are from New York. You have all the dining options in the world when you're in New York. Today, you're deciding where would I like to go eat tonight. I want to go for Italian, and you go to an Italian restaurant. We want you to be able to have the same experience on board Prima. When you wake up in the morning, you don't know what you feel like for dinner that night, but come noon or 2 o'clock, you think, tonight I feel like a French meal. We want you to be able to go and have a French experience. So we have our Le Bistro. If you decide you wanted a sushi, we have Nama. If you decided you wanted a seafood experience, we have Palomar. We want to be able to give all our guests options because we all enjoy different culinary experiences. And really, on board the Prima, you can enjoy different culinary experiences in different locations or 11 different culinary experiences just in Delta.
Yeah. And,
That's
and
where
it,
Scary will
it
be.
really is a floating city. and long gone are the days of where people think of cruise ships and they have to eat the same thing with the same 1,000 people in the same room. Remember, because a lot of times that's what it was, and people still have this stigma in their head. They haven't obviously been with Norwegian and been on a Norwegian cruise.
And you're absolutely right. And that's really what happens traditionally in the main dining room. Even our main dining rooms, which is Hudson's and the Commodore room, we've elevated that experience and shook it up. We've made, instead of a different boring-ish menu 7 days a week, or different rotating menu 7 days a week, we've made one really, really comprehensive menu, which we serve every night, which gives the guests a huge array of choices, but also enables us to execute at a higher level, because our cooks, our chefs in that galley are serving the same menu every night like they do in our specialty restaurants. So they do it really, really well. So even the old boring main dining room experience will not be found on board.
On one day that we woke up, it was like there was a seafood fest going on. It
Oh
was
my
like a
God.
surprise. So I was texting my friends. I'm like, hey, you got to get over to this one restaurant on the ship because they're having all this amazing seafood. And then then the other person said, wait a second, I'm at this restaurant and it's that same seafood. And we found out that every place on the ship was serving the same like crazy seafood, like a vertical like seafood surprise.
Yeah, we
Seafood
call it
fest.
seafood extravaganza. We're very proud of it. We do it really well. We're very fussy about the product that we serve to our guests. So in that case, it needed to be fresh. It needed to be locally sourced. But the seafood extravaganza,
And it was the same consistency and the same level and the same offerings at all the restaurants. It was insane.
and because all of our guests, regardless where they eat in, are entitled to and deserve a great experience.
That was a great experience.
It was awesome.
And I know that sustainability is a thing you guys are really focusing on right now. That applies. We talked to Gabe, your bartender, about all of the things that he's doing and how he sort of repurposes some of the stuff that is not going to be used and then makes good drinks out of it. Does that apply to the restaurant side of things as well?
Yes, I mean it's part of our DNA with Norwegian is sustainability and ESG. Our products are sourced worldwide. They are not all sustainable in the food space because, as you can imagine, it's really, really difficult.
Sure.
But it's always top of mind when we do our sourcing, whether it's from the beverage side or on the culinary side, on the food side. Sustainability is top of mind, yes.
So our question was, after that seafood extravaganza, it lasts for a certain amount of time, and then they're closing it down. Where did all the crab legs go? Did the staff get to party? Like, what happened with that? Because we were like, oh my God, they're taking all the crab away. Where's it going?
We have really, really stringent public health controls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we are only allowed to have food out on a buffet in a buffet environment for a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And thereafter, we do need to dispose of it.
Oh.
Doesn't matter to Scary. He'll sign a waiver.
Yeah, we all know.
So, of course, we want to waste as little as possible.
Yeah.
So we stage down towards the end of the buffet. We don't do as much production, so we don't have that much wastage. And of course, any of the product that is still has not exceeded the time limitations, we will the crew will get to partake.
That is
Absolutely.
just
Nice.
amazing to me. The way you guys operate, the logistics behind it, it's just mind-boggling sometimes to even think that you have to start ramping down making crab legs. I would have never thought of that, right?
That's why we're
But
not
you
in charge
do
of
that
this.
1,000 times every day on a ship, multiplied by what? 17 ships?
18 ships.
18?
ships, yeah.
We had another one just a second ago.
And soon to be 19.
Oh,
our
that's
next one's
right.
going to be delivered in less than a year.
Now, we have something in common here because we're going to be doing this tacos and tequila night on Saturday as part of the New York City Wine and Food Festival, which is on Saturday the 15th. Info at nycwff.org. Our morning show is going to be hosting with the cast of The Kitchen. Now, Norwegian Cruise Line has an affiliation as well with the New York City Wine and Food Festival this weekend as well, correct?
We do. We have a number of our dishes that are going to be served on different nights. On Thursday, which is the Burger Bash day.
By the way, Burger Bash, it always sells out.
phenomenal.
The best. Don't miss the Burger Bash on Thursday night at the New York City Wine and Food Festival. Okay.
We're going to be serving the one of our desserts from Cagney's, which for me is one of our top 4 desserts that we have on board the ship. I'm going to let Eric speak about it because, of course, he delivered it. It's the OMG cheesecake.
Oh, yes! OMG!
Nate's going to OD on these things.
Sorry, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. I love desserts.
It's a nice style creamy cheesecake, New York style, very tall, and it's just covered with a nice creamy butterscotch sauce, drizzled with chocolate, and served with a whipped cream on top.
Oh, that was a hit.
And it used to be called just the Cagney's cheesecake until our CEO and President Frank Del Rio tasted it, and he said, OMG, what is this? And I explained it to him. He said, no, the name from now on will be the OMG cheesecake.
Makes sense.
That's the power Frank Del Rio has.
Yeah. And then on Friday, which is a taste of Italy, you all know that we have Underbus Scarpetto on board, which is, I actually had dinner there last night on board the Prima, and it couldn't have been any better. I mean, really and truly, it's a fantastic experience. And the butterscotch budino is one of what I consider one of the second of the 4 top desserts that we have on board. Again, it is one of Eric's creations.
Yep. So it's like a pot de crème. I mean, it's a French expression, but it's basically a thick flan, very creamy, not too thick, obviously, and finished with a salted caramel sauce on top of it. And delicious chocolate and salt.
Okay, so dessert for Thursday for Burger Bash. Friday, Taste of Italy, you got another dessert, right? And then Saturday?
Saturday, we have the Hiramashu taquitos from Food Republic. Did you guys get to enjoy Food Republic while you were on board?
Yes.
Also have the iPad ordering system, which you love so much. A very, very popular location for us. And that is the Yellowtail taquitos. Excellent, very, very good.
So then you're doing that Saturday. That makes sense. And then Sunday?
Lone Star Potato from Q Smokehouse. I mean, if you want to overload on a baked potato,
right?
Lone Star Potato.
I think that's the barbecue themed day, Sunday, right? Yes. Oh my God.
It's gonna be a big weekend.
So I'm gonna have to buy 4 passes for the New York City Wine and Food Festival for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and
You're gonna
Sunday.
scam your way in. I know it.
Don't you? I'm a godfather for Norwegian Cruise Line. Don't you know who I am?
Godfather discount?
I parked my ship over here.
Before we wrap all this stuff up, can we talk about this cake sitting in front of us?
Oh yeah.
Was this you, Eric? Like,
Did you
is
make
this all you?
Yes. So, I want to bring you a little bit of sweetness. I mean, last time I bring you 3 huge ice cream scoop at 9 a.m. in the morning. I said, why not a big cake here? So that's a brownie raspberry swirl cheesecake.
Whoa.
That's actually a dessert that we serve in local restaurants.
we get a cross
on the
section?
ship in Prima. But, I did like a nice little design, the New York skyline. I mean,
You did that?
I did it. Yeah, we have a special equipment on board the Prima, a water jet machine. So we cut all this chocolate because there's no way you can cut it by hand. So.
Okay, and then how did you get Elvis's face on the cake?
Very impressive.
This is freehand? How did you do that?
I received a picture and it's a duplication basically. It's not a transfer. It's all freehand design it on the cake. So
It's exactly like the cover of his book.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are the buildings edible?
Everything is edible.
I can take a bite out of the Empire State Building?
Yes.
This is very impressive. And for people who can't see it, it is a cake that has the cover of Elvis's book on it, but it also has the New York cityscape in such good detail that I almost don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Go to ncl.com. Book your cruise today.
There you go.
Scary. And thank you, Mark, and thank you, Eric.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's eat this cake.